You're not the problem. Your habits are the problem. The things you're allowing in your life are the problem. So there are two types of people in this world. One, the ones that want to inherit wealth from their parents through money and assets. The other ones that want to inherit in terms of knowledge that will become generational one after the other. Which type are you? Now, I picked up this book, Atomic Habits, because of the hype that was around this book. And I love it because of the knowledge that is backed in this book. It's very much loved. And we're going to talk about this. So, one of the things I want to mention that you are a product of your own habits. When you wake up every day in the morning and you say, oh my God, I sleep till late, I wake up very late, I can't drink enough water, I can't get myself to go to the gym, I can't get myself to eat healthy, I can't get myself to enjoy the things that I want to enjoy in life. I'll tell you this, it comes down to your habits. But the idea is most people have made this idea, or they have made this mindset in their mind that when it comes to habits, you have to go through a very big, massive change for that to happen. Like you have to do something very drastic for those changes to happen. This is why every single year you find yourself in this loophole of things are repeating themselves. You're doing the same thing every single year. Like you don't find yourself cutting habits. You don't find yourself cutting even certain people out of your life because you have thought that, oh my God, it takes a very big change. Now, James Clear is very, very, very good at taking this book, Atomic Habits, and putting it into small bites to digest in a way that when you understand the concept of atomic habits, atomic means small, like small, tiny, tiny, tiny. And he says, you can make a change by becoming 1% every day. 1% every day is better than anything. Let's talk about this here. If you say you want to start drinking enough water, it doesn't mean you're going to buy yourself a Stanley Cup like so massive and you're going to fill it with water and expect to finish that water, and then all of a sudden you are going to be like this drinking water person. Chances are 1 or 2 days you keep it up, but after a long period of time, you are not going to be in a position whereby you're going to keep up drinking that water because you started very strong. It comes with small habits. Start by having a small bottle of water, finish that. Get to a bigger bottle, finish that, and then keep increasing the liters. Maybe start with half a liter, maybe 2 glasses a day, and keep increasing that. Into the book Atomic Habits itself, and I want to read for you some of the fundamental things within this book. Sorry for the sun that is shining. It's literally sunset, and I just thought to myself, let us just do some self-reflection here when it comes to atomic habits and things like that. Okay, so one of the things here that James Clear mentions, it says, once your habits become automatic, we stop paying attention to what we are doing. The process of behavior change always starts with awareness. You need to be aware of your habits before you can change them. Pointing and calling raises your level of awareness from a non-conscious habit to a more conscious level of verbalizing your actions. I'm saying that right. The habits scorecard is a simple exercise you can use to become more aware of your habits. Now, when it comes to this whole situation here of what he's trying to explain, okay, I want to say something very much. In this book, Atomic Habits, he does say something very fundamental. He says there is no such thing as bad habits, okay? There is no such thing as this habit is bad, this habit is good. It's the end result of that habit that creates the goodness or the badness of it. He says smoking is not bad because some people smoke because it gives them a level of enjoyment. It gives them a level of happiness. It gives them a certain kind of satisfaction. But what is the end result of that smoking? Okay, is it going to be health benefits in the long run, or is it going to be something that is going to do good to your body in the long run? So what he capitalizes on is that never look at your habits and say this is a bad habit, this is a good habit. All habits are habits, but the end result of the habit is what literally matters. Okay, I used to be the kind of person that would look at all the girlies on Pinterest, okay? You'd find these girlies, they're the ones that dress really nicely. They're the ones that their hair is done and made. They're the ones that wake up very early in the morning. The ones that are drinking smoothies and all that. It's not that I wanted to compare my life to them. I just wanted to be that kind of girl that can experience that kind of way and that kind of feeling. And I say to myself, you know what? Why can I not be this? Why can I not build my own board, my own Pinterest, my own ways of doing this by changing certain things about myself? Number one, I make sure that I go to bed. Let me just mention this habit broke last year because last year I was really in a really, really bad place. So I was not able to kind of like make this habit stick. But prior to that, or this year, I got to bed latest 10 o'clock. And sometimes I do have overnight prayers. I go for prayers, and then I end up sleeping really late, but I sort of find a balance within that. But I go to bed really early. That allows me to wake up really early in the morning to do the things that I want to do. Like, for example, going to the gym. I get to the gym very early in the morning. I'm in the gym and I do those things. It's not because you have to, in order for you to go to the gym, you have to kind of like wake up very early in the morning. The job that I do, I start at 7, I finish at 9 or 10 in the night. And the only time I have space to go to the gym would be very early in the morning or very late in the evening. So I try to find habits in between that I can do that. However, one thing that really helped me when it came to this book, Atomic Habits, it talks about habit loops. Now, this is where the magic and the trick is when it comes to your habits, the loop, okay? Overstacking of your habits. So if I really want to wake up early in the morning to go to the gym, I will tell you this for a fact. If I wake up in the morning and my gym clothes are not where I want them to be, my shoes are not where I want them to be, my bag is not organized, I get demotivated and I'm just like, oh, I can't be bothered today. But when I wake up in the morning and I folded my gym clothes, I've put my shoes right there, I've put my socks right there, I've put my water right there, I've put my bag right there, they are all ready. I tell you this for a fact. I just get up, get dressed, get changed, run to the gym, off to the gym, and that really helps me. The same thing when it comes to me cooking. If I want to get into a habit where I want to eat food more at home than literally going out and eating, I put all my food out. Like, I defrost my chicken, I put it out, my vegetables are outside, my drinks are outside. Everything is literally where I can see it so that I can get myself to actually go ahead and cook and do that. It's make your habits something that you can see, like you literally can visually see the things that you want to do. That way you become so much better. And like he said in this book, that once something becomes part of you, like a habit becomes part of you, it becomes your lifestyle, it becomes your character, if that actually makes sense. So that is something that I would say that he mentions. Okay, let's get back in the book. I have a lot of highlighted notes in this book, so just bear with me because I really want to share with you so many habits. So with the topic that we've been talking about, he gives an example here and he says that if you want to remember to take your medication each night, put your pill bottle directly next to your faucet on the bathroom corner, if that's how it's pronounced. If you want to practice guitar more frequently, place your guitar stand in the middle of your living room. If you want to remember to send more thank you notes, keep a stack of stationery on your desk. If you want to drink more water, fill up a few water bottles each morning and place them in common locations around the house. If you want to make a habit to be part of your life, make the cue a big part of your environment. The more persistent behaviors usually have multiple cues. Consider how many different ways a smoker could be prompted to pull out a cigarette, driving in a car, seeing in a friend smoke, feeling stressed at work, and so on. This is very good. Smokers have cigarettes everywhere. Like, a smoker will have a cigarette at work, a smoker will have a cigarette in the car, a smoker will have a cigarette by the bedside to remind them to smoke, to remind them to pick up that cigarette and literally smoke. So this is what I'm saying to you, that literally make the cues. You know, make the cues in which those habits can stick, in which you can be able to sort of surround yourself with habits. Atomic Habits is one of the books that has changed my entire life. It has changed my entire mindset. And I want to talk to you about something to do with the 1%. If I don't find it, then I'll try and put it here. What he's talked about doing something 1% at the end of the year, then you are much more better than you were in the beginning. Okay, so it says, when it comes to things to do with habits, don't be afraid to make mistakes. You know, don't be afraid to do anything that is a mistake, because it says the more immediate and more costly a mistake is, the faster you learn from it. The threat of a bad review forces a plumber to be good at his job. The possibility of a customer never returning makes restaurant create good food. The cost of cutting the wrong blood vessel makes a surgeon master human anatomy and cut carefully. When the consequences are severe, people learn quickly. That is very true. Never be ashamed of making mistakes, or never be ashamed of failing, because through that failure, you're going to get better, because you know what it costs to be in that situation. Now, what differentiates you from someone that is getting their stuff together every single day is the kind of habits and the kind of sort of consistency and discipline that they have put in their lives. Don't be fooled by motivation. Motivation needs discipline, motivation needs consistency, and it also needs habits. Okay, all those things have to work together. You cannot be disciplined without being consistent, and you cannot be consistent without having some sort of habits. Okay, so there is a certain cue, there is a certain format, there is a certain way in which things move and things revolve around your life. So I wanted to make this video to tell you that when it comes to things like books, when it comes to things like reading, when it comes to the books like Atomic Habits, okay, let me just pick it up here because I put it really done. It's just so important because I tell you that I have read this book to the very end. Now we're talking about these last few pages of the book, you know, and it has left me thinking that how many of us are out there thinking that life is difficult, life cannot move, things cannot change in my life because of me. Maybe I'm the problem. Sis, you're not the problem. Your habits are the problem. The things you're allowing in your life are the problem. And we have to fix that. We have to fix that, okay? He says, the greatest threat to success is not failure, but boredom. We get bored with habits because they stop delighting us. The outcome becomes expected and our habits become ordinary. We start dwelling our progress to seek novelty. Perhaps this is why we get caught up in a never-ending cycle, jumping from one workout to the next, one diet to the next, one business idea to the next. As soon as we experience the slightest dip in motivation, we begin seeking a new strategy. Even if the old one was still working, even if the old one was still working. He says mastery requires practice, but the more you practice something, the more boring and routine it becomes. Trust and believe. Sometimes when I go to the gym, I'm so tired of the workouts I'm doing. I'm like, I'm doing glutes, I'm doing hamstrings, I'm doing, I don't know, for some reason I'm doing a booty workout, or I'm skipping. I get so tired of my habits sometimes, and I'm just like, I don't think this is working. It's not because it's not working, it's because I'm bored of it. Make your habits entertaining, make them enjoyable, make them things that you look forward to enjoying, you look forward to doing every single now and then. So for me, when it comes to that, it says you have to fall in love with boredom. Like, it's never going to be exciting. The same thing with a relationship. Okay, when you start a relationship, or when you are in a relationship, let's be honest, okay, the beginning of the relationship, you feel all these butterflies. Actually, I've been hearing a lot of videos that say that when you start feeling butterflies in your stomach, you know, cut them out before they destroy you, something like that. But anyways, we're not talking about that. So what I wanted to say to you is that when you start a new relationship, you have these butterflies, you feel so good, you feel so nice about yourself, and then all of a sudden the character kicks in, stress kicks in, life circumstances come in, things happen, like shit happens in life, you get what I mean? So, and then it seems hard, it seems not exciting, it seems all that, but going through that and going through the storm of that and managing that creates a longer lasting, healthier relationship. The same thing with your habits, you know, make them exciting. That is why in a relationship, when it starts to feel bored and very complacent and all that, you start to go for dates, you start finding things to excite you, things to like boost, you know, your relationship up. The same thing when it comes to your habits, make them exciting. Do something that changes them, or you know, something that would excite it. Maybe if it's drinking water, you're too bored, like put some fruits in that water, put you know, find some fizzy kind of water to drink, like make it exciting. Like maybe if going to the gym is not very enlightening, maybe change the music when you go to the gym. Okay, maybe go with a friend this time around, or maybe change the type of workout. Maybe this time just work on one particular thing that you've not seen, or make it very exciting for yourself. So what I wanted to conclude and say to you, that it's not that you're not doing good enough in life, is because you're not changing your habits. And I would recommend you to pick up this book, Atomic Habits, so you can digest it properly, read it properly, get all the information out of it properly, more than I can tell you, because there's not much I can tell you about it rather than you reading. I can only tell you snippets of what I learned, but I want you to pick up this book and literally read it. So the book itself, it looks very heavy, but it's very heavily knowledgeable. But tell me what you think. Have you read Atomic Habits? Will you read Atomic Habits? And what kind of habits do you think will be good for you to break? Okay, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, my name remains Lucy. Bye.